Welcome to Rollin' Ratchet, where we discuss all things culture. I'm your host, Nizzy Nice. Please consider hitting that subscribe button. Enjoy the video. So today we are talking about my solo trip to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Now in this video, I'm going to cover things like the beaches, the food, the people, the currency, using your debit or credit card, the hotels, Uber, and some of the do's and don'ts. Y'all ready? Let's get it. Now, let's talk about the beaches in Rio de Janeiro. I'm not sure the name of this drink right here he about to make me, but it has sugar cane and lime in it. They say it's something like a mojito, but instead of the mint leaves, they use lime. So I'm about to see what this thing right here hitting for. This beach I'm at right here, this is called the Copacabana Beach. It's one of the most popular beaches here in Rio de Janeiro. Yeah, I'm about to have my first drink here in Brazil. I think how you say the name again, Bob? What's the name? Catarina. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Virgo season. Let's get it. Now, Rio de Janeiro has a lot of beaches, but the most popular is the Copacabana. But let me tell you about the water in Rio de Janeiro. The beach water is cold as a motherfucker. Like, I ain't never felt no beach water that cold. Beautiful beach, but the water is cold. Now, let me tell you about the waves. The waves are strong. If you a surfer, you gonna love it. However, if you an average swimmer, such as myself, you might want to stay on the beach and not really go in the water too much, because them waves and that current can definitely drag your ass out to sea. Now, let me tell you something else. If you go to the beach, I don't care if you with 2 people or you with 5 people, all of y'all cannot go in the water at the same time. What do I mean? I mean somebody is going to have to stay back on the beach and watch y'all valuables. Because if all y'all go in the water at the same time, it's a good chance y'all going to get robbed. Now, I'm thankful I didn't learn this from personal experience. I learned this from YouTube. But going there and talking to people, they like, yeah, watch everything. Even your phones. Like, I did a lot of research on YouTube before I went to Rio de Janeiro, but when I got there, I started talking to people. They was confirming a lot of things I was hearing on YouTube. When you got your phone out and you walking around recording, always be aware of your surroundings, because they say a lot of tourists get their phones snatched. I mean, it was even to the point that I went on Amazon. I ordered some long string as a security measurement, but I didn't end up using it. I just was always aware of my surroundings, especially when I had my phone on and I was recording. Beautiful beach, cold water, strong waves. Have somebody watch your valuables if you're going in the water. So let's talk about the people of Brazil. The people of Brazil are super friendly. I mean, everyone was so nice. However, most of them do not speak English. They speak Portuguese. So make sure you got your Google Translation app on deck or you're going to be lost. Now, like I said, everyone is super friendly. Even the scammers and the robbers. They're super friendly too. Now, most of the scammers and the robbers, they work as a team. So you might have one person walk up to you, smiling, talking to you, starting a conversation just to get you distracted. While whoever he's working with is trying to steal your phone or your wallet or any other valuable you got. So if a person walks up to you that you don't know and they're extra friendly, make sure you secure your valuables, check their energy, see what their vibe is like, and stay aware. Now let's talk about the food in Brazil. Can y'all see how I'm smiling? Y'all can tell I'm greedy, right? I ain't gonna hold you, man. Brazilians can cook their ass off. I went to a couple restaurants down there. This is the first one I went to. And I found out about this one from YouTube. Like, I was just, watching videos on Rio. And I seen a dude that was down there. He went to this restaurant. And he was saying how this chicken is made in this sauce with garlic and lime and orange. I said, yo, I got to try this, man. And I actually pulled up and found the spot. And man, this is the dish I had right here, man. Now, it's a simple dish, man. It's just baked chicken, rice, and this egg and cauliflower. But when I tell you it tastes different, it tastes different. I mean in a good way. This is a video of me eating it. I've been looking at this chicken on YouTube for about 4 months now. Saying when I get to Brazil, I gotta try this chicken. It's made in a special sauce of lemon, garlic, orange, and something else. Let's tell you what it do. I'm gonna pause this video. Now, the second restaurant I went to eat at is called Gelato Leblon. And Leblon is the area of Rio de Janeiro that it's in. Now, the food here is banging also. Look at this plate I had, right? This is chicken stroganoff with rice and potatoes. Now, the chicken was fire. But would you believe the best thing on the plate was the potatoes? I mean, these potatoes were so good, I had to call the waiter over to the table. I had to ask him, like, yo, are you sure these are potatoes? He's like, yeah, they're potatoes. I'm like, damn. How come the potatoes in America don't taste as good? Now, like I said, the food was good, but I had a little issue at this restaurant. Here's the issue that I had, right? After I ate, I went to pay my bill, I left a tip, and I tried to get a waiter the money, and he just shaking his head at me like, no. So we going back and forth on my Google Translation app because this waiter, he only spoke Portuguese. So he was explaining to me that he can't accept American currency. Because that's what I had. So I'm like, yo, get your manager. His manager comes out and saying, it's illegal for businesses in Brazil to accept American currency. And I'm like, I was on the beach all day buying drinks with U.S. currency. It was no issue. And he explained to me, like, the vendors on the beach, they're selling the drinks and the souvenirs. They're unauthorized vendors. They're not supposed to accept U.S. currency, but they still do. So he was telling me he couldn't take the money. Then he started telling me that when he goes to exchange the American money for the Brazilian currency, he's going to have to pay the exchange rate. Now, this wouldn't have been an issue if I had my wallet on me. But I left my wallet in the safe at the hotel because I'm thinking I'm not going to need it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to bring cash. So that's another tip for y'all. If you're going out in Brazil to clubs or restaurants, make sure you have Brazilian currency on you, which is the Rio, or have a debit card. For all my party people, let's talk about the nightlife. There's a lot of places to party in Rio de Janeiro, but I kept going back to the same area, and that's the Lapa district, because this area has about, no lie, anywhere from 10 to maybe 15 clubs, all on one strip. Matter of fact, before I even tell y'all any more about it, let me show y'all some of the footage. Yeah, where I'm at right now is called Lapa. This whole strip is bopping. Whenever somebody walk past me, I put my phone down. I heard him snatching phones and doors, but this is what the action looks like out here. Whole block, clubs and bars. La Pepa, I think that's what they call it, La Pepa. Fellas, if you're going to Rio de Janeiro and you want to have a good time, go to the Lapa district, and there's a place called the Up Bar. I just put a picture on your screen. Take a screenshot if you want. Go to the Up Bar, which is in the Lapa district, and ask for a dude named Dave. He's a brown-skinned black guy. He's from Brazil, but he speaks perfect English. Tell him Nice from Brooklyn sent you, and I promise you, he gonna connect you with everything you need. Now, that's the good part about Lapa. But fellas, I would be doing you an injustice if I didn't tell you about the bad part of Lapa. It can get dangerous. Number one, you already know when you go out partying, you gotta watch your drink. So off the rip, you already know, watch your drink. But on top of that, if a beautiful female come up to you, and I don't care if she the baddest female you ever see, she has a drink in her hand, and she starts a conversation with you, and at any point she asks you to take a sip of her drink, do not do it. Let me tell you what the twist is. There's prostitutes out in Rio de Janeiro, and they be in the Lapa district, and they be putting horse tranquilizers in people's drinks. And sometimes they'll put in their own drink and act like they sipping it, and they'll get a man to sip it. Next thing you know, you incoherent. They got you back at your hotel, and they gonna rob you for everything they can. I heard this happen a lot of times. Now, when I was down there, right, I met this girl from Brazil who lives in France, and she was telling me the week before I got to Brazil, somebody was in Lapa and they was partying, and a prostitute put the horse tranquilizer in somebody's drink, and I think she put too much and the dude died. So you can have a lot of fun down there, but can also get dangerous. Just be aware. Watch your drinks and don't drink after anybody else. But you still gonna have fun in Lapa, I promise you. Now let's talk about the hotels. One of the biggest tourist attractions in Rio de Janeiro is Copacabana Beach. So, of course, the hotels on Copacabana Beach are the most expensive. Like, you have the Copacabana Hotel, which might go anywhere from $500 to $700 a night. You also have the Hyatt and some other, I guess you would call high-end hotels. But to me, it's kind of whack because a lot of those hotels on Copacabana Beach, they don't have no balcony. Like, how you going to have a hotel on the beach with no balcony? Now, me, I stayed at the Sheraton. And one of the main reasons why I stay at the Sheraton Hotel is because they have their own beach. I mean, literally. Like, here's a picture of it. As soon as you walk out the hotel, you're on the beach. The staff was super friendly. They was professional. The hotel has a gym. Yeah, I got one workout in, just one. And they got a spa. And you know your boy had to get a massage. I mean, it was Virgo season. The hotel also has restaurants. I might have ate at like maybe 2 of them, but I definitely did breakfast every morning. Like, here's a video of me at breakfast. I can't speak for y'all, but I'm starting to hate buffets because you end up eating way more food than you need to. This buffet in my hotel was $26 US. Now I gotta try to eat $26 worth of breakfast. How is that even possible? Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was low-key jealous of those little kids because I could not climb on top of that big-ass rock like they was doing it. But I was having fun watching them have fun. But overall, I'm telling you, the Sheraton is lit. Super big pool, jacuzzi, and I got all of that for $220 a night. If you're going to Rio de Janeiro, trust me, check out the Sheraton. And it's only like a $2 or $3 Uber ride if you do want to go to Copacabana Beach. Thank me later. Now let's talk about the currency. If you're going to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, soon as you get there, 2 things you need immediately is a currency conversion app. So when they give you the price in Brazilian currency, which is the Rios, you'll know exactly how much you're paying in US. The second thing you need to do is exchange your money. You need to have Brazilian currency on you if you're going out to places, unless you're going to use your debit and credit card everywhere. Also, if you're using a debit and credit card, like with side vendors or places that might look a little sketchy, make sure you watch them close out the transaction. Make sure you get a receipt. I've heard of some people in, other countries where they'll take your credit card, they'll run it, they'll put in the amount in front of you, they'll give you the item, and once you leave, they'll go back and change the amount for more money. So make sure if you're using a debit or credit card, make sure you watch them follow through and close out the whole transaction, and make sure you get a receipt. Now, you can't go to Rio de Janeiro without going to see Christ the Redeemer. Now, if you're going to Rio, I would advise everybody to go see Christ the Redeemer. You don't got to be Christian. I don't care what religion you are. I would definitely advise you to go. Because when you get up there, the view from that mountaintop is crazy. This is what the view from the top of Christ the Redeemer looks like. Now, I also went to the steps of Sierra Leone. That's where Snoop and Pharrell shot the video for Beautiful. That was cool. I mean, like, they got tiles that's been donated from all around the world, and this one artist, he put them all together on these steps. It's kind of cool to check out. But another thing I seen on my excursion was the Metropolitan Cathedral of Rio de Janeiro. That was super impressive to me because I've never seen a church this tall. Look how tall this church is. Yeah, so right now in Rio de Janeiro, we're inside the cathedral, and this joint is huge, man. Let me show y'all what it looked like. Matter of fact, let me flip this camera. I gotta see how tall the ceiling is. And y'all still might not get like a full idea of it, but I'm gonna take some more pics, but it still don't do it justice. Where the ceiling at? I also went to Sugarloaf Mountain. I gotta give Rio de Janeiro credit, man, because they are so well developed. They built restaurants and stores and a theater on top of one of the tallest mountains in Rio de Janeiro, and then they built cable cars to take people up there. This is what it looks like. Sugarloaf Mountain. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, Rio de Janeiro is a beautiful city, man. The way they built everything around these mountains is just crazy. Then you got the beach right there. Now, when I was in Rio, I had planned on going on more excursions, but would you believe it rained for 3 days straight when I was there? But don't feel sorry for me, because I met a nice young lady who lives in France to spend those rainy days with. We did a little shopping, we went out to dinner, and even had a little room service. Now you see why I like traveling alone? Hey, I hope you liked the video. And if you wasn't thinking about going to Rio de Janeiro, I hope you definitely are considering now. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. I'm your host, Nizzy Nice, and we rollin' ratchet. I got to end this vacation and how I end all my vacations. I want to say thank you, Father, thank you, Lord, for allowing me not only to be able to experience, but to enjoy such direct manifestation of your majesty, your goodness, and your power. Thank you for allowing me to live a life of Ephesians 3:20, exceedingly, abundantly, above all that we can ask, imagine, or think of, according to your power that worketh for us, and it's working more and more every day, Lord. Brazil, you've been good to me.